Jesus says in Matthew chapter 5, 9, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the sons of God." Now, when most of us think of peace today, a lot of us can't help but get images of the 1960s, or what we thought the 1960s looked like. The idea of tie-dye peace signs and VW buses and people wearing bell bottoms. But I think instinctively, we know that peace is something so much greater than just this. Peace, I would argue, is one of the deepest longings that our soul has. Peace is something that, no matter where you currently are, for those who are watching, that you're going to find yourself in need of at some point. So, what is peace then, really? Well, actually, the biblical words for peace are the words "eirene" in Greek and "shalom" in Hebrew. And the New Testament, though it was primarily written in Greek, we have to keep in mind that Jesus was Jewish, and so were his earliest followers up until the book of Acts. So when Jesus is talking about the peacemaker, right, or the one that brings peace, he probably would have had this idea of shalom in mind. So what is shalom? Well, commentator William Barclay points out that the Hebrew word shalom means, yes, the absence of trouble, as most of us think of when it comes to peace, but it also means, along with it, everything that makes for a person's highest good. And when it comes to having genuine peace, it's not something that happens accidentally, or it's not just meaning that, man, somehow you have to get away and just avoid any type of conflict or problem, because for the majority of us, that's not possible. But even if it were possible, author Sky Jethani would point out that the people who try to use a method of avoidance to have peace are not actually peacemakers, they're peace fakers. As the Bible actually points out, that when it came to Jesus, the peace that he achieved was not accidental, but it was intentional. Listen to this from Colossians 1, 19 and 20. It says, "For God was pleased to have all of his fullness dwell in him," speaking of Jesus, "and through him to reconcile everything to himself, whether things on earth or things in heaven, by making peace through his blood shed on the cross." So then what does that mean for us who are followers of Jesus today, who recognize, hey, there's also brokenness in some of our relationships, outside of our relationship with the Lord, but maybe in our families and our places of influence, our work, maybe even in our church community. How do we bring peace there? And where's the blessing as a peacemaker? Well, it means that as those who have received Christ and been reconciled in relationship with God, who therefore now have peace between us and God, we actually, as his representatives, are giving the opportunity to not continue to act or avoid like there's no problems, but instead are called to reflect him in bringing peace into those areas. And it's out of the fact of what we've received in him, we are now to actively pursue bringing peace and fullness into those areas. So here's the thing. Now, most of you guys, like me, have maybe tried that before, and you found out this is really hard. Or maybe you've tried that before and you're like, well, it didn't work. The person did not receive, what I was trying to do. Well, here's the awesome part. The blessing that Jesus gives here is not contingent upon whether it is received or not by the other party. Though it is such a gift and such a blessing when we try to make peace and that relationship is restored. But instead, in the fact that as a peacemaker, no matter how the person responds, we already get to know that we are his kids because of what we received. And in being a peacemaker, we get to rightly showcase with our lives to the other party who our God is. And again, be reminded of what he has done for us, or share with them through our actions what he has done for us. And so I hope that helps you guys. And I hope you guys pursue peace in your different relationships. And most of all, that you would receive the peace if you have not, a peace with God, as you trusted in Christ to restore and to reconcile you to him. All right. Well, God bless you guys.